Hey folks, this is Vince with Ant's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly play K2 Digital Edition. It's important to stress that what you're looking at here is a preview build. Everything that you're about to see is most definitely subject to change, and I have to stress that. I almost didn't do this video because I was so frustrated by the tutorial. It explained almost nothing, and on top of that, some of it was in a different language other than English. The victory point conditions, for example. So I had no idea how my game was being scored. Yeah, try learning a game when half half the victory condition stuff is unknown to you. But anyway, I played a game off camera. I think I've got a feel for it. I also watched a how to play video because this is based off of the board game. So I went on the tabletop side of it, found some videos, and I watched a couple of how to play videos. So I'm like 80% of the way there. So I might misquote a couple of things, but my main goal is to introduce you to this game, and then you can decide whether or not you want to wish list it or whatever. This is not a review by any means. The game has much more work to do. And by much more work, I mean it needs to first get the rules in English. And second, it needs to explain the rules better. Like, why am I doing this? There are no tooltips whenever you hover over something. It's just, the interface isn't very user-friendly. So if you've never played the board game before, you're going to be wondering, well, how am I supposed to play this game? So anyway, that's my biggest complaint. And I did email the developers already, and I said, hey, look, I'm having issues with your game. I'll circle back around to this later when it's been developed better, because I don't know how to play it. Well, now that I've had a chance to actually sit there and try and learn the game via the tabletop side of it, and I've played a game off camera, I think I'm better at it now, but some of the strategies are still eluding me. Some of the scoring and how to score still eludes me. So anyway, settings menu. There it is. Just pause if you want to see that in greater detail. Whenever you play a new game, you can play solo, which is just beat your own high score kind of thing, or you can play against the computer. I was playing strictly solo. I have not played against the computer yet to know how difficult they are, but you can supposedly play against the computer. I have not attempted that yet, nor will I until, again, the game has been updated appropriately. So there's single trip and then there's campaign. It looks like campaign is just a series of missions, whereas the single trip is just a single trip. And it says some of these are not available yet. Looks like the majority of them. So yeah, these are all the different maps that you'll see. There's also this winter weather button. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to friendliness of the interface. What is this symbol? What does it mean? It's probably some kind of difficulty, but hovering over this does not tell me anything. It doesn't tell me anything. So again, this is an example of what I'm saying. If you're going to make a game, make it so that people playing it know what the heck you're trying to do, or trying to get them to do. You know what I mean? Confirm. Okay, so here's you can choose 2 crew members. So in this game, you have a team of 2, and you're trying to get as high up the mountain as possible. From my understanding, the highest spot that you get to is sort of like off to the side. It's kept track of how high you got. Even if you go back down the mountain, whatever your highest point reach was, that's like your score for that character. That's my understanding of it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's my understanding. At the end of the game, the last game I played, I scored 10 points, and both had reached the same level. So I'm guessing that particular notch was 5 points, but again, I really couldn't tell based on what I was doing. So I'm going to go ahead and just play a quick solo game today, because this is the only way I can really explain this game is as I'm playing it. Also, I want to just touch on the map. As nice as this looks thematically, sometimes I wish I had more of like a flat surface. Like, I wish I could toggle between 2D and 3D so that I can easily navigate up the mountain. Because this is a little cluttered to me up here. I wish I could, like, I mean, I can't move, and I can't zoom in, or like I can do that maybe, and I can zoom in. It's just the camera angles are a bit weird for me, and this is a bit cluttered. So what is going on here? Like I said, you've got 2 people that start on the bottom, and the blue number on that person is their health. If it drops below 1, they die, which is bad. You lose points that way. And every time you land on a spot with a blue number, like these ones here on the bottom, you gain more health. Like you're being acclimated to the weather. So that's good. You want to try and get health before you go up the mountain. Because if you see, there are some red numbers up here, and those red numbers indicate negative health drops. So if you land on those spaces and end your turn on those spaces, you're going to lose health. So you're kind of like trying to bank health before you go up the mountain. And then when you get up there, those numbers will ever change depending on the weather. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see that this, for example, is Wednesday. And if I hover over this, the very top of the mountain is kind of highlighted red. That means that this bad weather is affecting that section of the mountain. There's the top section, and the next top section, and then the next one, and then so it looks like there's 4 sections in total. Again, based on what I'm seeing here, that's what I'm getting at. But yeah, so this top part of the mountain is being negatively affected by 2 points in addition to this. So this 4 is a representation of both bad weather and the peak of the mountain. The peak by itself is 2 negative points, but because the weather is there at the moment, it's now negative 4 points. Okay. And as far as I can tell, the yellow numbers are victory points, I think. That would explain why I got 10 points in the last game. One of my people got to this spot, and one of my people got to this spot, and that's 5 points and 5 points, which is 10. That would make sense. And then at the end of the game, I brought them back down the mountain because they were starting to die. So I had to bring them back down. So on your turn, you're going to choose 3 cards, and cards are either movement or weather acclimation. The blue ones give you health, which is good. You want that. The green ones give you movement points. I looked for this, and I'm not entirely sure, but I was looking for a difference between these 2 cards. You'll notice this one's like a hexagon, has 6 sides. This one is more of like a pentagon, not a traditional, it's more like an arrow. But I was looking like, well, do I have to play this card to move up the mountain? The answer is no. It looks like these cards do the same thing. It's just this card is extra in that you can move both up and down. You can move up 2 and down 3 if you want to use it. But I'm going to save that for right now. Maybe I'll use this 3 here. Okay, and I'm going to hit confirm. I choose 3 cards. And now I have to choose a weakness point. This gave me some pause as well. I'm like, what in the world is this? What am I supposed to do with this? And I'm going over to the help section, trying to figure this out. Weakness points. Each weakness point takes away 1 health point. However, you can avoid losing health if climber has movement points left. This is Englished out the butt, by the way. So in essence, what you're doing is in solo mode, you have to draft one of these 3 tokens for that turn, and it's going to be applied in a couple of different ways depending on your choice. If you run out of movement, if you use all of your movement points, then that -1 or -2, whatever you choose, affects the health of the climber of your choice. Okay, so if I chose -2 and used all of my movement, then one of my 2 climbers is going to lose 2 health because I've used all their movement. But if I save 2 movement and I have the -2 token, then I do not lose any health. I just don't get to move those 2 spaces that round because I chose not to. Okay, so that's kind of what that is. But I'm going to go ahead and choose 0 and not give myself any penalty. And what will happen in the upper right is it'll tell me what the next 3 tokens are for the next turn. It says -1, 0, -2. Whenever you take 1, you draw 1 from the bag, the digital bag that you can't see, and replace it. So a 0 was replaced. There are so many 0s, so many -1s, and so many -2s in that imaginary bag that you can't see. Once a token is gone, it's gone. Okay, so you can kind of gauge your odds as to what's been picked so far, based on what you think is left in the bag. I don't have a great memory, so I'm not counting tokens. But, all right, so now I'm going to move one of these 3 spaces. So I'm going to choose, say, this guy, Andrew, and I get to move 3 spaces with him. Now, I could move 5, but that would use up the 2 and the 3. So I'm going to have one of them move 3 spaces, and I'm going to have the other guy move 2. You cannot split up movement. You have to use the card in its entirety. And then I'm going to give one of them an extra health. I'm going to give Mike here a health point. Now, because they both landed on blue ones, they're going to go up by 1 health point in addition to that. I'm going to go ahead and end my day. And there we go. So now we're going to choose 3 new cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do a 2 here, I guess a 2 there, and a 1 there. Okay, and we'll hit confirm. And I get to choose another weakness point. I'm going to go ahead and choose the 0 again. And a -1 replaced it. So on my next turn, I'm going to either take a health hit by choosing maybe -1, and then like use all my movement, and then take the health hit, or I'm just not going to move one space. But we'll see how that goes. But for right now, I chose 0, so I can pretty much move without restriction. I'm going to have this guy move. Oh, undo. I want this guy, Andrew, to move 2 spaces in that direction, and because you can block in this game. On the right-hand side of a section, it tells you how many climbers can occupy the same spot. As you go up the mountain, it's hard to see. There's one little meeple there, one little meeple there. So that means once I get to this section, I cannot share a location. Okay. And another thing I can do is pitch a tent. Once per game, each climber can pitch a single tent. By pitching a tent and ending your turn on it, you gain, I think, health. But again, the rules are a bit shaky that way. Here's an example of what I was talking about. Here's the victory points. I don't read Russian or whatever that is. So that's why I had to look up, the board game how to play, because this is not complete. Okay, so I'm going to give this guy 2 health points to prepare him for that climb. And I'm going to have this guy move 1. Oh, I guess. All right, so undo. What did I do there? Yeah, I want to do, 2 there. And yeah, that's fine. That guy will just move up next turn, I guess, and then he'll do 2. That's fine. All right, end day. They're both still on a blue 1, so they're gaining health right now. All right, choose 3 cards. And you're wondering, how long do I do this? Well, there's 18 days, so 18 rounds, pretty much. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 movement, 1 movement. I have to choose a -1 here, so I'm going to do a 1 there, and then just not use it. So I'll hit confirm. I have to choose one of these, preferably the lower number. And it's another -1 that reappeared. So now I'm going to... see, I don't know why this -1 is touching this card. It's just weird. I wish there was a way... Like, again, I told you that there's multiple ways to assign that negative value. I wish there was a list on the left, because there's all this empty space. I wish I could tell the computer, I want to apply it as a movement penalty, or I want to apply it as this. Rather than this just popping up wherever it feels like it. Again, trying to learn the game that way is just very misleading. I'm going to have this guy, Mike. I'm going to move him up here. Well, let's do this first. And he should have 1 more. Now, because I used all of my movement, he's going to lose a hit point. So let's not do that. I'm just going to skip. Yeah. So in theory, he can be right there. And because I still have 1 movement left, that -1 should cancel out that movement. Yeah, notice there's no red bar on his health here to tell me that he's going to lose health. So I'm going to get skip the rest of my turn and end day. Okay. And right now, the weather's not looking too bad. On Tuesday, weather's going to get bad here, but not terrible. Thursday, on the other hand, -2 here. So I kind of want to rush up to this point if I can, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give someone 3 hit points, because why not? Although I don't know if they have a maximum or not. That's one thing that the rules, I couldn't really glean that. Each climber has health represented by 1. Whenever it reaches full, it says 6, and then 6 plus. I don't know if there's a maximum or not. Again, you tell me. Each climber has health points represented by 1. Great. Is there a maximum health? How about some better tutorials? I'm just saying. I'm gonna hold off on that card then until I know better. Maybe I'll do 3, 1, and 1 and bring that guy up to 6 health. So -1. And someone's gonna move 3. So maybe we'll have him. No. I wanted you to move up Again, how do I... This is what I'm talking about. Okay, I want to see this side of the mountain. No, okay. You know what? I'm just going to move up there. That's 3 spaces. And he's going to lose a health because he used all of his movement. Maybe I go back 1. This space needs 2 to move into. So maybe we'll do 1, 2 with that one. And then this one, move up 1 space. And why is he losing 1 now? Oh, because that was... No. There we go. I need to... Yeah, so in order to apply that -1 to a particular person, I have to make them active on the bottom left. So if I make this guy active, he's out of movement, so he takes that -1 hit. Whereas this other guy, he still has 1 movement here. So I'm just not going to use it. That -1 will hit that card, and he won't lose any health. I'm going to give this guy, before anything, this 1 acclamation, and boom, done. Okay, end it. So we are slowly but surely working our way up this mountain. Please select 3 out of 6. Okay, the deck will be reshuffled in 2 rounds. I kind of want to do the 3 because I don't want to lose it, but let's get someone up there. 2 and 1 and 1. So I want to move someone 4 spaces so that on just on my next turn, I'll give them at 3 to heal. So confirm that. -1, we'll do that. Okay. And someone can move 3 now without taking a hit. So where am I going to move them? I think I'm going to move this guy. Oof, that's 1. And that costs 3 movement to get up there. Eesh. I couldn't. So this guy, it has to be this guy. So we'll go up to this spot. And that was all of his movement. So maybe I undo that. 2 to move there. I guess we'll do that. 2 to move there. And that's it. This 1's going to be wasted. Because no one can move 1 spot. He could move 1 here. But that would use both. Yeah, because this needs 2 movement to get into. That little footprint too. I don't want to lose a health. I really don't. So I think I'm just going to stay there. Skip and end day. Select the last 3 cards. The deck will reshuffle. Well, no one's moving, so I'll just hit that. And we'll choose the -1. No one's going to move. -2, -2, -2. So someone's going to be getting hit next turn. I'm going to give someone 3, I guess. And this one is just a 0. I don't know what that does. And this -1, -1 cancels each other out. So done. All right, we're on day 7. The weather is not looking bad. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think, are going to be our big climb days to get up there before any bad weather hits. So let's see about 2, 1, and... I want to save that 3 for coming back down. So we'll do maybe 4. But look at that. That's -2 there. So we're only going to go up by 2. So maybe we'll do that. I guess. -1, -1. Sure, we'll end our day. 1, 1. There's a lot of these. I really want some climb cards, but I'm just not getting them. That 0 is tempting. If I do a 1 and a 1, I can go up 1 more. I can have this guy go up by 2. So maybe 1, 1, and 1. We'll do that. But this guy's going to get -1 for being there. I'd rather him pitch a tent somewhere around here. Or I just take a 1 and give it to him to offset that 1. How about that? We'll take the 0. -1. Okay, so this guy's going to move up. Well, I wanted him to move up too. Can he not do that? He can't move up there? Why is that? Oh, because this spot... Oh, he has to go there. I didn't see that spot. Okay, and that's all of that. And then this guy is going to just get a health and then lose it. Bad weather's really hitting right now. So he's going to lose a decent chunk of health. Luckily, we've got a 3. We're going to ride that out. We're going to have this... I wouldn't mind going up. Let's do 2 and then 2. Do something like that. Maybe this 1. Because we only need 1 to go up to here. That makes sense. So confirm. Negative... I didn't think about that. I guess -1 to account for that 1. And then we'll give this guy 3. And this guy 2. They're not in great places. And we'll skip movement so that we don't get dinged. Alright, luckily the weather is clear for the next 3 days. This is our push. We're gonna just climb as much as we possibly can. I guess -2. Let's do -1. We'll do that. This guy, Mike, can we just get him up here? That's 6 points. That's ridiculous. I kind of want to get them up there evenly if I can. This is 1, 2, 3. And then this guy down here can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. And then I have 1 point of movement that I did not use. So that's where this -1 is going to come in. And the day. -2, -2, -2. That's bad. We need that. That. Part of me's thinking I start pitching tents. Yeah, I'm starting to think I just pitch tents. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so -2. One of you is not gonna. We're just not gonna use one of these cards. We'll use this guy over here to pitch a tent, and the amount of movement needed to pitch a tent is equal to the space that they're currently on. So he's on a 2 right now. This movement 2. So it's going to cost him 2 to do that. So he's going to pitch a tent for 2, and that'll offset that 1 that he's being hit with. This guy, on the other hand, if I pitch a tent now, you'll see. Oh, I couldn't even if I wanted to. Yeah, because I don't have 3 movement. I have 3 down movement, but not... Yeah, so this is bad. But can I go up? I could, but look how much health he loses. Which is really bad. Part of me does not want to do that. He loses so much health because he's got -1 on that card, and he's going to move on to a space with 1 on it. So he'd lose 3 health on that. So I think I'm just going to skip that and the day. Give me some good cards, please. Well, last 3 cards. I was hoping to push higher than this, but it just didn't happen. This card sucks. I don't know what the 0 really means. Part of me just wants to go up there, but that's probably a really bad idea. Yeah, look at the next day. Maybe we don't take the chance. What's this 1 gonna do for us? Nothing. This was a crappy day. I could have him move back down, but then he needs another 3 to get back up there. That's where the risk-reward kind of comes in here. All right, we'll skip end the day. Hopefully we get better cards. Okay, there's a 3. We definitely want that one. He's on... I just want to get him to this point and then start heading back down. So what if we did 3 movement? We have a -1 to choose. If we just did that 1 there. Confirm. Okay, -1. Let's have him... We'll give him 3 points. And I kind of want to move him up here. He's got... I guess we'll move him back down that way. Just to get him out of there. But he's going to lose so much health. Alright, well, we got him up to that spot. That is, what, 5 points? I think that's good. I'm going to start moving him back down. Although, now they're going to be fighting for position here, and I don't know if I like that either. He's on a tent, so he's a bit more protected. Alright, we'll end the day with that. Oof, this is bad. Okay, this guy needs to come back down. This one needs to go up and then back down, ideally. So 2, and then 1 for the -1 up there, and then 2 to go back down. So this guy's just going to go up, then back down. I think that's going to be the play here. So confirm. Choose the -1. We want this guy to go up by... There we go. And then use this 2 card to come back. I just wanted to go back down. There we go. And then lastly, this -1 cancels out -1. So we went up there just to gain some points, but that was it. This guy is in trouble. Should we send him down further? It's going to be nasty. There. We'll split the damage. How about that? We'll end the day. All right. Day 15 out of 18. This is a big whopping 3 down. This is 2, and this is... I guess we'll do the 1. Confirm. -1. Okay, so we want this guy to take the lead on that. Let's just use our 3. 1, 2, 3. Get down the mountain. And then this guy needs to just come at it. Yeah. If I move now, I take a damage. I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay. Day 16. I mean, technically, if he's going to survive up there, he doesn't have to come down the mountain. I could push higher and try and keep him alive. That might be something to think about. Although Friday is going to be really bad. Really bad. Let's pump this. I'm really tempted to just try and get back up there and just keep him alive. That's a thought. Just to see. I mean... I might be able to do it. Maybe I just do that, and... if I did 3, I'll save that 3 for next turn. I'm going to pump him up full of health. How about that? Choose the 0. And, yeah, we'll just give him all of these. All right, day 17. That weather is super bad. Maybe on the last day I do that. So I need to save all of my really high cards for that last climb and hope for the best, because Saturday is going to be clear. In the meantime, though, there's not much else I can do. Let's get rid of all my crappy cards and just not move. So we'll do something like that. And choose -2. And we just won't move. Yep. End of day. Last day. So that, and that. This guy, in theory, should be able to get up there. Or not. Yeah, confirm. We'll do the -1. And what if I just did that? He still has health left. So, I mean... I could move down 1 now that I'm here. Move climber there and back again is not equal to move and undo. Movement points are still used. If you do not mean, please undo instead. English. Okay, well, I mean, I kind of wanted to end my turn there because, I mean, I got up to that point. So part of me wanted to come back down to not take as much damage. End day. All right, so... my one guy scored 5 points and the other one scored 6. One complaint I have here is that the game does not say where the points are coming from. Again, if you're just learning the game for the first time, why can't you say Climber A scored 5 points because they reached this section and Climber B got this many points for reaching this section? So like I said, this game still has a bit of work to be done on it, but at least I wanted to show you what it was like should you be interested in actually picking up the board game, because like I said, this is a versus game as well. If I did that and then did that, I could add AI. There's easy, medium, and hard. It looks like it supports up to 5 players. Okay, so there you go, folks. That was a look at K2 Digital edition. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know, but I'm going to probably wait until the developers work on this a bit more. But yeah, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Take care.